Namaste. Let me tell you something about the soul. What is the soul? And whether does it exist? Is it eternal? Do we reincarnate? There are so many questions which we have in mind. Mind, of course, functions on beliefs. We think, we feel, we act, we experience on what we believe. What we believe. And 99% of the mind are believing subconsciously in an unconscious manner what they have been told by others without any proper verification. That is how the mind functions. So, there are very few who doubt. And doubt takes you further on. It takes you into refinement of whatever has already been proclaimed by the others. So, doubting is, according to me, very good. That's what a scientist does. He doubts whatever has been told to him before. And with his experimentation, he goes further, to infer further, to experience further. And that is what, again, evolution is all about. So, I'm not saying that you doubt everything. Yes, mind cannot function without belief. But this belief of liberally using the word soul, as and when we feel like, and when you ask anybody what is the soul, very difficult. First, the answer is very difficult by the majority, and second, by the masters, it differs from one to another. Most of the masters have a different meaning behind soul. The essence of the being, the ground of our being, the center of our being, the heart of our mind, and what not. And is it related to consciousness? Or is it the same as consciousness? So, what is the soul? Most of us do not know. Yes, we do know about our mind and body. But when it comes to the soul, even though we say we are a composite integrated unit of body, mind and soul, and the spirit, the soul and the spirit, being metaphysical, being something which we can't see, so we ignore. And we just blindly believe, like we blindly believe God, just because we can't see Him. If we ask anybody, it will be told to us that He is in the heaven. So you can't see Him. Or, if you want to see Him, you'll see Him after death. Now that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And there is a religion called Hinduism, the one and only religion, which does not believe in outer gods. It says, you are the God. Thou art that. Tattvamasi. You are the divine. There is no other divine outside. They are only human beings with higher consciousness, like Rama and Krishna. Oh. So, I think first we should really understand our mind. What is the mind? And then go beyond into the soul. At least try to understand, since it's a part of us. What role does it play? How does it benefit us? In what way does it benefit us? Why should we know the meaning of soul? I think it's imperative, it's very important. So let's begin. In the Mandukya Upanishads, from the teachings of Vedas, in the Hindu religion, thousands of years before, they gave 4 states of consciousness: waking, dreaming, sleeping, and the 4th state, and summed it up as Om, which I have spoken on a previous video. Now, the 4th state relates to the soul. It's that silent state. It's that humming and vibrating state of Om. That silent state of humming, vibration, trying to indicate when the mind is silent. When the mind is silent, the 4th state opens. It's called the state of Turiya. Turiya means the 4th, simply as the 4th. But then as time passed by, the state of Turiya became pure consciousness by our masters, interpreters, who gives us multiple opinions from one to another, and which confuses us further. So the 4th state turned into Aatma, turned into soul, turned into pure consciousness, witnessing consciousness, and many other names were given. Because that's what we do. The human mind keeps on increasing its vocabulary by adding one name after another. So soul is one of the names for the 4th state of the mind. The waking state was defined as the conscious state. The dream state was the subconscious state. Why the subconscious state? It's because 95% of the mind works subconsciously, in auto mode, in an unconscious manner. It does not require the conscious mind. It just requires the memory and the intellect from your past awareness and past consciousness. That's what the subconscious is. And that's how the mind can function very, very fast in auto mode. Once you have learned how to drive or how to do bicycle or how to swim, or once you have been to a certain distance consciously, and when you know the route, you don't have to be conscious about it again. Then the intellect and the memory takes over. So that's the subconscious mind, which neuroscientists are claiming that it functions over 95%. That means you're in a dream state. You're not in the waking state, you're not in the conscious state. And third, of course, is the unconscious mind, when you're deep asleep, but the conscious is not working. But the awareness is. You leave a problem in the night before you sleep. Your consciousness will go to sleep, your mind will go to sleep, but the awareness within, that spirit within, will keep working and you'll have an answer. You'll have an answer in the morning. If that demand is very strong, the cosmos will answer. The cosmos will answer. So the 4th state is the state of Turiya, the 4th. Translated as the 4th. Turiya means 4th. Now there is another 5th state, which is normally not spoken about. It's called Turiya Titta, elaborated in Shaivism. Turiya Titta, meaning that which is not. The state of Shiva, the absolute non-dual raw cosmic energy in the nothingness of a universe, Shunyata, the presence of nothingness, that which is not, the Shiva state, which embraces everything that appears and disappears. It is absolute and total on its own, well explained by the Shanti Mantra in Hinduism and in the law of mechanics, in the quantum mechanics theory in physics. As to all that exists is energy, which is constant, can neither be created nor destroyed, indivisible, and from which subset energies come out in the form of interchangeable energies like nuclear, chemical, thermal, hydro, physical, mental, all sorts of energies come and go and are interchangeable. But in its totality and absoluteness, energy remains constant. And all that exists is one and only energy. Everything that now the human mind knows is energy. We are taken in the body as gross energy, in the mind as subtle energy. And the fourth state is taken as the silent zone of the mind, where there are no thoughts, total purity, which contains the cosmic energy, the spirit of awareness, and it is summed up as the soul. So soul is another name for that silent zone of the fourth state which contains the spirit, and the spirit is the raw cosmic energy, which is attributeless on its own, but it has the ability, energy has the ability and the power once it vibrates. Once it vibrates, it expands. It expands, from which everything appears and disappears. Whether it's the stars, the moon, the subatomic particles, everything, they appear and finally they disappear like us. So whatever is there as matter and consciousness will appear and disappear one day. What ultimately remains is the nothingness, the shunya, which is eternal, which is infinite. So awareness is that absolute non-dual raw cosmic energy which is eternal and infinite, embedded and residing in the fourth state. The Turiya Tattva, the Shiva, residing in the fourth state, which is the spontaneity of the mind, which comes out, which emerges out through intelligence, through intuition. Intelligence, not intellect, intelligence, intuition and spontaneity. That is your raw, conscious energy. Why conscious is because the moment the mind is alert, the moment the mind is alert, it awakens the fourth section. The moment the mind is alert, it awakens the fourth section, and what happens? The mind becomes aware. The mind becomes aware. That is the ability and the power of the raw cosmic energy contained in the soul. It makes the mind aware. And what happens? After that, if the mind is attentive, focused and concentrating in dhyana, to be alert is dharana, centering of the mind, single pointed at one direction. Dhyana is meditation, concentration. The mind becomes conscious. So the mind first becomes alert if it is aware. The mind becomes aware if it is alert, then becomes conscious if it is attentive.